Hello, people. How are we? Right. Right. So, back to the main channel here. So, I thought I would kick off being back on the main channel just by reiterating a few things, just to show people if anybody comes across this and they're new to it. You know, I see some comments coming in there. Dell's abandoned the channel. He's run away. Dell's run away anywhere. The reason that this channel was banned from lives for 3 months was because of the Globe cult and its tactics, its underhanded tactics in order to silence people, because it is terrified. It is terrified now that people are actually realising that what they believed in was utter lunacy and that questions are being asked. And it's great to see. I hope it continues and continues at an even quicker rate, because it's so much fun watching these lying dipshits run around in a panic. So, if you are new to this, let's just clear a couple of things up, shall we? What I'm going to say to you first and foremost is this. It is my experience, and every single person that is born and has ever been born, it is their experience that the earth is level. No moving. Okay? That is your fundamental experience through your direct senses of your everyday reality, that the earth is a level plane. Not only through your senses do you understand that, the applications in the practical world tell you beyond any shadow of a doubt that you exist on a level plane. That is the reality of your life. That is the reality of my life. Now, you have people and institutions coming from the religious networks, i.e. the fucking Vatican, and their Jesuit fuckery, trying to convince you or convince me that the earth is something contrary to my everyday practical experience. Now, I'm willing to hear somebody's postulations, but I tell you what, they're going to have to really try hard to convince me to ignore my everyday common sense direct experience of reality in favour of an image on a TV screen. Your reality is a level plane. Your reality has an abundant substance in it known as water, liquid. That abundant substance is a natural phenomena that you can observe every single day of your life, as a characteristic that it will take the shape of any containment in the surface from any given point, and a particular body of water will be in equilibrium. That means level, equal in every possible direction. It is your knowing and understanding of everyday practical reality that in order for any pressurized gas to be created in a particular medium like a vacuum, that it requires a containment. Your practical everyday reality tells you beyond any shadow of a doubt that even to have a vacuum, you require a containment. This is the difference when we're talking about science. The science I'm talking about is direct experience, practical demonstration, what the world actually teaches me. No, the formal science, i.e. mathematics, where priests and their browbeaten attitudes come in and try and baffle you with long-winded equations and fantastical mind-bending explanations about nonsense that has got absolutely nothing to do with your reality. So all the practical applications assume a level plane. We incorporate and use and apply Euclidean plane principles in reality. We understand how pressure systems work, what the relationships are with each other, from zero pressure to positive pressure, and what's required in order for the two to coexist, that being some sort of solid separation. So get it right in your mind first and foremost. Your everyday reality tells you, although you think you're so full of, intellectualism and you know better because your TV told me. Well, you're ignoring your very constitution. You're ignoring the sophistication that is your senses, your direct experience. You are the one to be ridiculed because you believe in absolute absurdities. I was a moron as well. I believed it. I just assumed it to be true. And then I went and had a look at it and realised that it was utter garbage. I know beyond any shadow of a doubt the earth is level. So do you. What I do not know is how far that extends and what the limitations are. Here at this platform, there is no claim to any particular map model. I'm not interested in models. I'm interested in what the actual reality is. So if you're coming here, you're probably full of preconceived, idiotic propaganda. And you think you're so intellectual. Well, everybody knows it's a globe. A nature-defying, idiotic globe with no practical demonstrations of any of its claims, no measurable curvature anywhere. And you come here with preconceived propaganda images of pizza dishes flying about the vacuum of space, square rocks with edges hanging in the void that is the vacuum in your imagination. And try and attach that to people like me because you see a title of Flat Earth. You don't get to define what Flat Earth is. You ask somebody what they represent, what their stance is. So, I'm going to get to some of the absolute idiotic comments that have came in from the previous two videos on this channel, just to highlight the absolute stupidity, the gullibility, the Dunning-Kruger of the majority of the populace. Because I can tell you this, I don't know who these people are, but the majority of people I meet in the street, and I ask them, do they believe they live on a globe? They reply with yes. When I ask them why, they don't have a clue about why they believe it. The reason they believe it is because they say, it's what I was told. I've seen it on the TV. Lunacy. So, if these are genuine people commenting, they are suffering from Dunning-Kruger. They don't have a fucking clue what they're talking about. They have a religious belief system, and they impulsively react on emotion and defend an absurdity. Well, at the same time, ridiculing people who, embrace their objective reality. People like me embrace the real world. People like me embrace that there is an objective reality. People who believe in a globe do not. People who believe in a globe live in delusional land. They live in cartoon fairy tale. It's hugely and vastly important that people understand the significance of this. This is a nonsense that has come out of religious institutions and the mechanisms of control. The majority of people are living a delusional life that is not rooted and founded in anything objective. What people call a culture, a way of life, their experience, is rooted in a fundamental flaw, which is they think they live on the exterior of a potato-shaped rock, pressurized, zipping through the empty vacuum of space. If you do not have the fundamental knowing of where you are, What game are you playing? What are you involved in? You have to realise that they are ideas and concepts that are not objectively true. Subjective ideas and concepts that people grasp onto in a desperate attempt to have certainty in their life. We have religious institutions, spiritual practices, all sorts of nonsense and fragmentations through the human condition, because the human condition thinks that it's somewhere that it's no. The human condition thinks that it's just the way it is, that life's bewildering and a big mystery. Ooh. Is that what you think it's supposed to be? I don't think it's supposed to be like that. I think that the shite that we live in is a result of that ignorance and apathy. So, again, I commit to my reality, and everybody's experience of reality is that the earth is stationary and level. That is the fundamental. So you're going to need to try really hard to rob me of that and convince me that it's something else. I do not ignore common sense, direct realism because of an image on a fucking screen. So let's have a wee look, shall we, at the attempts that try and convince you that you live somewhere that you don't. Let's have a few examples. I'm going to get to that in a wee minute. I'm going to come to the chat box and see who's here first and sort out the mods. There is no onus of proof on me. The claim that I was born into, the claim that everybody was born into, was that it's a globe. It has the burden of proof. Regardless of my ignorance through my childhood at a vulnerable, delicate place where I was influenced and I grasped it and assumed it to be true for the majority of my adult life. Regardless of that, it still has the burden. My stance, once I understand that it's not what I was told it was, is that the place has to be explored in full. No excuses, no substitutes, no bullshit, no fluff. It's just a pipe dream, girl. What is it? Just a pipe dream. So what should I do? Adopt some other delusional, faulty belief? Oh, I know what. Oh, I'll just believe it's a round dish with a dome on it. Shall we? No, we don't. There is no onus on me to replace a faulty belief structure with a substitute. I'm no weak in the mind. I don't need a substitute. I can admit when I don't know something. And when I don't know and I want to know, I will explore it. And that's the attitude that I present and I push here at this platform. So don't come here thinking you know what flat earth means, because you don't have a clue. You're still a victim of propaganda. You're still an illogical, incompetent moron that's not sat down and rationalised your own processes and why you believe and take in the nonsense that you take in. How are we doing, people? I'm going to get to some of the aspects of these morons trying to convince me that I'm somewhere that I'm not, and we'll see what they have. It's been 3 years of lives, just about. I will continue to have an open platform. If you're in Scotland, I am going to be probably at one of your colleges or universities this very coming Friday. If you happen to see this, look out for me. You think you're a professor of physics. You think you're a scientist. You think you can convince me that an absurdity is true. By all means, you approach me and let's have the discussion. Because up until now, I have seen nobody offering anything other than the same old sophism, sophisticated bullshit rhetoric and images. 2,000 years ago, a man with sticks. It's like talking to religious fundamentalists and their books and stories about 2,000 years ago. I have absolutely no patience and zero tolerance for illogical nonsense. You want me to accept something as true in my practical reality, you demonstrate it to me by way of practicality. No way explanations, no rhetoric, no images. You make a claim about a substance to me, you demonstrate it. Absolutely no excuses, no corners, zero tolerance. And I mean it. And I'll highlight what I mean when I get to some of these idiotic comments. And before I go to this chat, a reminder to people, science, or whatever you think it is, there's no some entity, some omnipresent entity, omnipotent, omnipresent being. Okay? What I class as science is me using my direct realism and my senses to understand the world that I'm living in. It belongs to each and every individual. That what you'll see with the globe is, though, that's not where it remains. It goes into the hands of a few. A hierarchy, a committee that start dictating what's to be believed and what's not to be believed. That's when you know you're dealing with a religious institution. Your faulty ideas of science are just that, faulty. The majority of people don't even understand there's a separation and a difference from the natural, the formal and the social sciences. It's just lumped in as one. Anyway. Right. Spirit of Longthorn, how you doing? Ute, Flatman, how you doing? Chelster Deluxe, Sandy123, Colsha Cats. Let me sort this out right now. I need some of the other mods just to put maybe a wee comment in the chat box so that I can add you as a moderator. Again, moderators, please don't ban people willy-nilly. If people are being insulting and offering nothing but just insults, by all means ban them. If they're trying and they're trying to bring some of the sophistry, leave it there and let's address it in front of everybody so that people can see the nonsense for what it actually is. Okay? Ute, Nicholas Vedic Viking, how you doing? Daniel Reed, Anders Ace, Physics Rules, Shane Walter, Sandy123, Flatman, Rob Redding, Dave Reed, how he's doing? Paul Jones, Chelster Deluxe, Yilder Kiln, how you doing? Peter Mattia, G-Plane Flatline, GTR2, Welsh Warrior, Boutstrauss, Flat Earth Crush, how he's doing? Gathica the Sea Eagle. We are the bringers of age. Modders are beyond the imaginary plane. Wrench me, I won't let you down. Well, I'm not handing out wrenches willy-nilly. This is a treacherous game that's being played here in this online arena. So people don't need to take it to heart that, you know, I'm not offering them a wrench. Okay? Steve HV, how you doing, bud? Stationary plane, Anders Ace, the tinfoil man. Sergio Sousa. Shane Walter, how you doing? Same to you, Steve HV. Keep up the uploads, highlighting the logical fallacies and the sophistry that comes from this globe cult, and it's absolute nonsense. People should check Steve HV out for that. Chris Hayes, how you doing? Mr. Teddy Bear Dances with Zombies, how you doing? It's compelling. Awesome, I was wondering where you've been, man. You haven't been showing up in my feed. That's because we had, you know, a palm bombing some dipshit out 3 months ago, which resulted in a 3-month ban. But I have been broadcasting on the Beyond the Imaginary Curve live channel, which is very soon to be turned into a homeschool and life experience channel for anybody that wants to know. I don't know what I'm going to do with the content on there, so if anybody needs anything or wants anything from it, by all means, use it right now. It'll probably be a couple of days before I set all that to private and I change the format of that channel. So let's have some wee instances here of these morons and what I mean about them trying to convince you of things that are just not real. This here, NASA's Parker Solar Probe mission launches to touch the sun. Now here, again, before I even go any further with this, I know these people are lying. The reason I know they're lying is because of my reality that I commit to. My reality tells me that people are making a claim that the Earth and its pressurized environment are existing in a medium that is a vacuum. Okay, and there is no barrier, i.e. separation, containment from the pressurized environment and the vacuum. My reality tells me that that claim is absolutely absurd, silly bollocks. Right? So I commit to that and I know that. So I know these people and their fancy fireworks are talking utter shite. And I'm going to have a wee demonstration here about why. Okay, so let's just have a wee look at this, shall we? Fair use, NASA and all that, jobby.
That's 30.
Oh, look, the big fireworks going. Oh, look, the big firework. Oh, the kiddies are impressed. Oh, the simpleton, gullible minds are, ooh, it's a big firework. Look at it go. And as we can see, 1 minute and 10 seconds into the flight, it starts to veer off to the horizontal. Yes, now we're proper horizontal. And we continue horizontal. Continuing horizontal. Always continuing on the horizontal. Oh, wouldn't it be great if they had cameras fitted to this rocket? That would be more convincing. Maybe if they had cameras fitted to the rocket and they could show us what was actually happening as it pops out into this vacuum. That would be amazing. Let's see if they offer us any of that, shall we? Oh, look, it's just a dot now.
Over 30 seconds now remaining.
Let's see some of the live footage now from the onboard cameras, shall we?
Throttle down. Begun throttle down. Getting back for Pico. Big separation. Go.
Oh, what was that?
Separation.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Head is deploying.
This is what I'm talking about. This is your own. Oh, look, they've even got a wee sidecar scooting along the side. Oh, wait a minute. Is this a cartoon? Oh, that's right. So it is. It's a fucking cartoon. So we see the firework going up vertical, veering off to the horizontal, almost out of sight, and we get fucking cartoons.
Yeah, 6 minutes, 20 seconds into flight.
And this is supposed to convince me that what these people are up to is real. Oh, look, there's the curve on the cartoon. Must be real. There's the bendy water. Look, I'm seeing it on a video, a cartoon video. Therefore, it's real. That's the mentality, people. That's what you're buying into. That's what you actually believe. You actually believe that shite. That's them apparently sending a tin can, a probe into the sun. An aircraft goes missing here. Can't find it. A boat goes missing at sea. Can't find it. Can't feed, clothe the hungry, the poor, the homeless. Can't do any of that. No. Oh, days, we can send fireworks and wee remote control robots into the sun. And you know it's real because I showed you a cartoon. People wonder why I'm so pissed off all the time. This. I'm supposed to fucking believe. Suspend my knowing of everyday practical demonstrable reality. And I have to ignore that and I have to be ridiculed and you have to be ridiculed because you don't accept cartoon pictures. Look at the state of this. If you're an adult out there and you still think that's real, you should be fucking ashamed of yourself. Don't tell me I'm an embarrassment to Scotland. You are an embarrassment. You have the intellectual capacity of a fucking jobby. You believe this is where you live because of these cartoon images. This is it, people. This is all they have. Look at it. Look at it in all its glory. Total and utter nonsense. Earth is a complex dynamic system we do not yet fully understand. The Earth system, like the human body, comprises diverse components that interact in complex ways. Aye, that's right. And just like the human body, it requires fucking containment. Because without your skin, you wouldn't have a body. Okay? Without something to maintain the pressure within, you wouldn't be alive. The purpose of NASA's Earth Science program is to develop a scientific understanding of Earth's system and its response to natural or human-induced changes. Is it really? Well, how come every time I see these idiots hanging from wires on a TV screen, they say, oh, we're up here doing science. We're up here doing science. And what I get is a demonstration of how they take a shit or have a piss or what their favourite colour is or what they miss most about Earth or how good they're playing the guitar and singing with choirs back on Earth with no delay. They just say the word, we're doing science, we're doing science. What fucking science? What fucking use is it to anybody? You're not up there. You're talking shite. Are you helping the homeless, the hungry, the poor? Huh? Are you helping to maintain a better quality of life for all human beings and sentient life? No, you fuck. Taking $52 million a day and producing cartoon fucking nonsense. Turning the place into a fucking bewildered shithole. Lying to people about where they are. Keeping them in confusion and bewilderment. Oppressing them. Trying to control them psychologically, emotionally, physically. That's the science you're involved in. So don't come here bullshitting that you're into science when you believe NASA and that fucking absolute hogwash. You don't have a fucking clue. You're a fucking moron. The tides are caused mostly by the gravitational pull between the Earth and the Moon. Yeah. Aye, great story. Lovely story, that. So, I'm going to get to comments in a wee second here. Some sophisticated insults that apparently prove that we live on a nature-defying testicle. And I'm going to keep pounding it. And I'm going to keep highlighting the stupidity. Because at this point now, the only thing this nonsense deserves is complete and utter ridicule. Just bear with me a wee second here. So as I say, I still have a level of compassion and understanding for the majority of people and their impulsive reactions to this, because it's not an easy thing to take. Okay, and people have been so brainwashed through repetition over a long sustained period of time that they think they have an understanding, that they think these institutions that are professing science are telling them the truth. The truth is staring you right in the face. As I said at the beginning of this, your everyday experience of the world tells you that it's not a ball. You experience a horizontal, flat line everywhere you go, regardless of what altitude you go, where you go on Earth. Everywhere you go on Earth, you observe the natural phenomena of a body of water equalising on its surface. You have to try really hard. You have to be really ignorant and really stupid not to get that. You experience these things every single day, and you've got priesthoods telling you, I know that's what you experience, but that's not what it is. Oh, really? So they experience something else? No, they don't. You're not going to space. They're not going to space. It doesn't exist. Oh, the Nazis were bad. The Nazis were bad, and I'm an atheist, and I'm against religions. Oh, hold on a minute. Was it no Nazis in collaboration with Vatican priests that formulated what you call the heliocentric model? I know that, but it's real. Oh, really? How did you come to that? I know how you came here. You seen it in the fucking telly. You're an idiot. What are Disney level? What are Disney equalised? Because on some unfathomable, unspecified big scale, magic invisible stuffs injects elasticity into it and makes it have a new property that I can't demonstrate and explain, but I can show you a picture. And I'm the retard. I'm an atheist and all religions are bullshit. You're an atheist and you believe in religious crap. But Richard Dawkins says. Christopher Hitchens says he's science. Well, let's see your science. Let me see your practical demonstrations that support your idiotic beliefs. Let's see them. Show me one. The sun and the moon and the stars and all that. No. We're talking about here on Earth. The Earth and the substances that are here on Earth and what we can demonstrate and know. I don't care about up there. If I come into your home and you asked me to measure your table and I started pulling out measuring tapes and trying to measure your light bulbs and telling you, oh, by the way, your table's a bar. And you look at me and you say, how come? And I say, because the light bulbs are round. You would think you were dealing with a fucking retard. But yet, that's what the majority of people who believe they live on a globe say. But the sun's round. There's a circle in the sky. I mean, if there's a circle in the sky, I must be on a circle. All the other lights I see is circles. Why would that be any different? Is that the same when you go to dancing? See, when you go to dancing and you see all the wee circles all spinning about the place. Oh, the gaff. Do you stand there and say, oh, the dance floor's a ball? Because look at all the circles. That's pretty much all you have. The luminaries are intangible phenomena. There's a huge difference between somebody saying, oh, look at the circles, I theorise that blah, 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 and me demonstrating you how a liquid behaves. Huge difference. I don't need to guess. That's right, extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof. The extraordinary claim here is that we live on a wobbling, gyrating testicle, pressurised with rivers and oceans and lakes all wrapped around it, spinning and wobbling, zipping round the fucking sun at 66,000 miles an hour while the sun's going 500,000 miles an hour. Or spiralling and gyrating and fucking spinning all over the fucking place. Feels fucking pretty solid and stationary to me. Oh, you can't feel it though. Oh, wait a minute. Right, so it all seems level and it all seems pretty still and stationary, but you want to tell me that it's actually curved, although you can never witness the curve. And it's spinning and gyrating all the fucking gaff. But you can't feel it. You can't detect any of that. No scientific experiment has ever shown that the Earth fucking moves. But the TV tells me it does. Stars are always in the same constellations in relation to each other every bastard night. But we're zipping at fucking millions of miles an hour, gyrating and wobbling and fucking spinning. Oh, and it all just looks the fucking same uniform. Like a fucking watch. Somebody is trying to keep you in the dark about what this life actually is. Somebody is trying to keep you in the dark about where you actually are and what else is there. And they're filling you full of fucking nonsense through a TV screen, a military developed device that programs your idiotic computer with idiotic information that confuses you. The same people that say this is nonsense are hanging around it every single day. And we'll see that. We'll see that in some of these comments in a wee second. Okay? Let me have a look at this one. This was a video I done, titled "Water Kills the Globe," because it does. Let's just go through a couple of them to see, the nonsense, the mental contortions that apparently real people go through. Didn't take me long. I don't know what their struggle is. Maybe they're terrified of not knowing. Maybe that's the case. Maybe these people need a bit more compassion because they're so weak, so emotionally retarded and weak, psychologically weak, that they will cling to something faulty just to think that they've got certainty. This is why people have cognitive dissonance. They don't want to let go of something they thought was solid, something that they thought had certainty. Part of the human condition is that it terrifies them to let it go. Paul the skeptic that believes he lives on an absurdity. I'm going to try an experiment. I'm going, with great effort, drop the hyperbole and explain exactly why you're wrong. Well, listen, Paul, I don't need your explanations, son. I'm not interested in your religious rhetoric. Don't explain fuck all. I can go to any charlatan, religious institution, spiritual teaching, any fantasist, and get an explanation for whatever cookie bollocks they actually believe in. We're talking about the real objective world now, son, okay? We're talking about what it requires in order for another human being to show another human being that something is true in their objective world. That requires practicality. That requires demonstration. Absolutely no excuses are permitted. None whatsoever. Just for the sake of argument. Again, your use of language is very telling. There only is one objective reality. It's not an idea. It's not a religious belief. It's not up for debate. It's not up to be argued. It can only be understood and discovered. Okay? If gravity did exist, I'm not interested in objects falling. The question is, what is the shape of the Earth? What is Earth's dimensions? Know what happens when you use energy to put something up into the air and let it go. I couldn't give two shits about it. And you have to define in your nonsensical bullshit world what gravity you're talking about. Newtonian or Einsteinian? Mass attracts mass, or the warping and bending of space-time concept. Because none of them are demonstrable. They are concepts, theoretical jargon, mathematical bumf. Okay? Gravity did exist. What do you think would have a greater gravitational field? Listen, mate, I'm not here to play your fucking mental gymnastics. I'm not entering into your fantasy world of retardation. So let's not assume and play with hypothetical fantasies at all. Make your fucking claim and demonstrate it. And don't come here with a piece of lycra stretched out a drum and start dropping marbles in it and say, look, the warping and bending of space-time. Woo. a basketball of the earth. So if gravity did exist, wouldn't the water be dragged away from the basketball and towards the earth? In your sophistry, in your mental gymnastics of explanations about your fantasy world. Aye. But we don't live in your fantasy realm. We live here in the real world. So what were you trying to prove with your experiment? It wasn't an experiment. It was a demonstration of a natural phenomena. That when water and liquids collect into a body, they require containment, or they will continue to flow endlessly if unobstructed. The natural phenomena is that the body of liquid will take the form of the containment. Not the exterior of shapes, the containment. The other natural phenomena aspect of that is that the surface will equalise everywhere. Natural phenomena. Fact. So it wasn't an experiment. It was just a demonstration of the natural world and its substances and its behaviours that you don't want to accept. Because you're a fucking religious cult disciple. That gravity does exist. Because it reacted in the way it would react if we were right. Oh, that's right. I'll just cherry pick, make up stories and say, I know it's not clinging to the ball because the bigger ball underneath it's pulling it down onto it. Oh, there's some great circular reasoning. Let's just assume and make shit up. You have never witnessed the natural phenomena of a body of water displaying convexity and bending, a decrease in elevation from one point to the other and it maintaining stillness and convex. Fuck off. The excuses here. Oh, I can't demonstrate it because Earth's on the road. Oh, how convenient. You can't demonstrate it. Although everything else that's real can be practically shown. Every single other real thing in the world can be demonstrated and shown. Oh, but I can't show you that because excuses. Religious bullshit, son. You're a crackpot. And you're coming here asking rational, reasonable, real people who embrace the objective world to believe you're crap. You're a charlatan. If you buy a cheap telescope, you can observe the planet Jupiter quite well. Here we go again. Circles in the sky. I live on a circle. Great logic. Great scientific endeavours and articulations. Wonderful. You don't live on Jupiter. You live here on Earth. Where's the curvature? Where's the practical demonstrations to support your idiotic claims and beliefs? You don't have any. That's why you're here spewing bullshit of excuses and circles in the sky. Where else you go? Anything else? No, but it looks like you've got fuck all. Paul the Skeptic's an idiot. ABC 123. Have a look at the other retarded videos this Muppet's made. Oh, fuck me, the intellect here is fucking incredible. I wish I was part of the Globe cult still. I miss being that intellectually savvy with the ability to articulate my logical reasoning processes. Zendel Darkman, once again a flat earth believer. I ain't any flat earth believer, sonny boy. Okay, I'm a realist. I accept my objective reality. I don't know what you mean by flat earther. Once again, a flat earth believer who cannot get his head around that there is no absolute down direction. Oh, is there no? There's no down direction, is that right, son? Well, answer me this. Okay, Zandal Darkman. I have a child who's not even 2 years old yet. Okay? Not even fucking 2. Doesn't he understand language or concepts or any of that bullshit? Now, a few weeks ago, I bought him a balance bike. For those who don't know, it's just a wee bike with no pedals on it. Just a 2-wheel frame and handlebars. Now, that boy is not even 2. And already he has mastered that fucking thing. He has formed a geometric understanding without quackademia and scientists with explanations and drawings and diagrams. He has formulated a geometric understanding of what is up, down, level direction. That child knows when he's on the level. That's where his internal gyroscope's calibrated to. He can push that wee bike fast, lift his legs up and balance it because he understands the geometry of where he is. He knows when he comes to a decline, he feels the acceleration through the decline, and he knows because he puts his feet down. He knows when he comes to an incline because he has to put extra effort into it. And when it's too much of an incline, he asks me to help him to push him up the hill. That's not even 2 years old. And he understands the plane geometry. He's already getting it. Not even 2 can go a 2-wheeled vehicle. And you're here telling me there's no absolute down. What a fucking idiot you are, son. There's no absolute down and no absolute up because you believe you live on a fucking nature-defying globe. Oh, there's no up and there's no down. It's just all relatives. So if you're here, up's that way, and if you're here, up's that way. So if I'm an engineer, I've got another engineer that lives 40 miles away from me, and we know and we understand Euclidean plane principles, and we want to build a bridge across the water to each other. Right? Him over there knows up and knows down. He gets a plumb. He goes, okay, now I've got the vertical, and my water level tells me level, and now I've got 90 degrees from the plumb and the level. Right? Now I've got square to the fucking plane beneath me. And me over here, I know that. And then I build it. And I go plumb, level, square. Okay, right, now we know that every section has got to be square to the next section, all the way across the 40 miles of water to the other side. And that works. When you work on a fucking ball, you utter tit. Because there's no up, there's no down, it's just there is a fucking up, down, left, right, every possible direction. Do you know how you know that? From the fucking level, sonny boy. But level on a globe is an equal tangent from the centre of the... Your mathematical bullshit doesn't define fuck all. The natural world defines what level is, what plumb, what square is. So fuck off with your mental gymnastics of retardation. There's no up, there's no down, and it's all just relatives and abstract and... You belong in a mental institution. What would happen if I applied Euclidean plane principles and we're engineers and we want to build a bridge with every section plumb and level and square to the next section? Here's what would happen. That's what would fucking happen, you utter spastic. That's what would happen. You'd be building bridges away out into space. Hey! I hope nobody lets you wire a fucking plug. Right? Because you're probably going to blow every cunt up. Here we go. Nate to me. On Earth, gravity is pulling water to the centre of the Earth. Ah, great statement. Just say that. Just say it. Aye. I'll just say stuff that's loaded with assumptions and circular reasonings, and I don't have to justify it in any way, shape, or form. It's my explanation, and I like it. Therefore, you should just believe it. This pull of gravity from the Earth is greater than the pull from the mass of the ball. Heard it. Here we go with the religious excuses again. I highly doubt that these are real people, to be honest with you. I have a real hard time accepting that genuine people can be that fucking stupid. Maybe they are that fucking stupid. I hope that they're no stupid. I hope that they are just part of the priesthood out desperately trying to cover their tracks. Right? I can accept that a lot easier than real people willfully displaying utter stupidity. You made me fucking roll up with that fucking nonsense. Wait a wee second here. So what you got to remember is in this video, I'm demonstrating a substance. I'm showing practicality. I'm showing the real world, the tangible real world. You've got fucking morons here denying it. With words. With words. Gravity, 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 gravity. So, Lexus, mate, you can't be fucking serious. I'm embarrassed to have a fellow Scotsman such as yourself. Well, I'm no fellow to anything of you, Sonny Jim. What do you mean, embarrassed to have a fellow Scotsman? Is this your idiotic patriotism? Huh? It's fucking dirt with grass on it, and rock, and water, and a sky. Same as every other fucking place. But in your idiotic imagination, you've got this wee defining line, Scotland, yay! It's fucking dirt with grass on it, you fucking prick, you. Ram your patriotic bullshit right up your ass. I'm embarrassed for myself and for you that I actually believed in the fucking garbage that is a heliocentric model. That's where your embarrassment should be. You should be fucking ashamed. Cool breeze 420. So what happens when you do it in a vacuum? I don't give a fuck what happens in a vacuum, mate. I don't live in a vacuum and neither do you. What I'm concerned with is what happens here in the real world. Knowing, you know, fucking fantasy realms and created conditions to suit your fucking biased narrative. I don't live in a vacuum. I've never experienced a vacuum. Neither have you. So stop bringing up vacuums. We can discuss vacuums with the base claim that in a vacuum, with a pressurised ball zipping around it without any containment, we know that's crap. The Earth is globe. There is no conspiracy. But if you want to convince people that the shape of the Earth is part of some conspiracy that started thousands of years ago, you're going to need to find the time travel machine. What? Cool breeze. Your experience of the world is at its level and stationary. What's the matter with you? Are you stupid? time machines. So I need a time machine. What, to go back and speak to Jesuit priests? I can do that today. The same Jesuit priests that are telling me I live on a nature-defying fucking testicles up and run a vacuum are telling me that there's an invisible sky daddy that I need to bow to and be subservient to. Then you have to start explaining reality. I don't need to explain fuck all to you, son. Reality doesn't need an explanation. That is what it is. I can experience it without yours or anybody else's explanations. Using science and math. Well, I'm glad you distinguish the difference there. Because you should know that math's just a language, a descriptor. Doesn't give you reasons for fucking anything. Like even basic things that are easy using the globe model, what the plastic cartoon toy. That doesn't, you don't use that for anything, mate. What are you talking about models? I don't live on a model. I live in the real world. I've never used a plastic globe for anything. Oh, to spin. Hey, look at that. When I was 5. So by the time you gave that shit up, mate. Like on a flat earth, where does wind come from? Where does rain come from? Wind comes through changes in temperatures. Rain comes through the fucking clouds. I don't know why I have to explain that to you. Where does snow come from? I've really thought this one out. Right into detail. We've got wind, rain and snow. Snow comes through the clouds as well. I don't get where you're going here. Is any of that going to give me anything practical, any demonstrations in regards to the heliocentric globe claim? Is it going to produce curvature of the Earth? No, fucking bloody well is not. Where does a magnetosphere come from? How do earthquakes and volcanoes work? Do you know how arrogant you flat earthers are? Do you know how fucking stupid you sound, son? You're rattling on about nonsense. And we're here talking about the dimensions of the earth. And you want an explanation about fucking snow and rain and wind and all this garbage. Do you honestly believe you're smarter than people like Albert Einstein? Aye? Aye, if Albert Einstein thought he lived on the exterior of a fucking pressurised, nature-defying potato box up in a vacuum, fucking absolute spastic, that I would gladly have in front of me, and I would shit all the top of him, because he would have fuck all to stand on other than these wee bits of paper. Look at my squiggles and my numbers. Mathematics means diddly squat. Okay? I know that's hard for you to accept because you've been so engulfed and programmed by your society through the TV that's championed mathematicians as if they were the be-all and end-all. That was done deliberately. So morons like you would believe absurd shite that is in no way, shape or form any way associated to real reality. Newton, Aristotle, Stephen Hawking and Lawrence Krauss, a theoretical astrophysicist idiot. Oh yes, something from nothing. But nothing's not really nothing, it's really something. Oh, you got any demonstrations for that, Lawrence, my man? Can you show me a singularity expanding into the universe, mate? Could you demonstrate anything like that for me, Lawrence, son? Can you demonstrate nothing? Lawrence Krauss is just another priest of the Brotherhood. A fucking tit. Go and get them. Go and get them and tell them to come and speak to the man in the shed. I bet you they shit their wee pants or go, oh, I'm not coming down to that level because I'm so special. They're just wee shite bags, mate. And hiding behind your authorities and rattling off names because you're a fucking dipshit and think you're a lesser than these big priests guys that look after you. That's your problem, not mine. I don't shy away from any of these fucking clowns. Go and get them. Get every single one of them. Hurry up. Where are they? Again, I'm going to be at the universities and colleges on Friday. If you see this, please approach me if you think you're a scientist. I bet you shit your wee nappy. You F ears. So here we've got an illogical fucking generalisation from Mr. Cleverpants here, reciting Hawkins and Krauss and all that. I've a whole lot of work ahead of you because you can't just pick holes in the science. Aye, you can. If somebody makes a claim to me that's bullshit, it's bullshit. Don't tell me I can't. You must come up with a hypothesis. A hypothesis based on a natural observation, a natural phenomena. Where's your hypothesis of bendy water, son? Can you show me where your natural observation of a natural phenomena, i.e. the surface of a body of water bending, where does you see that? And where's your hypothesis? That's right, you don't have one. You just skipped all that part and just went to an image and nonsense. Enough of you, Cool Breeze, you utter spazzy. Gibson SG527, laugh my ass off. You just proved gravity in this experiment. No, I didn't. Mass attracts mass, or the warping and bending of space-time. Did I bend space-time, did I? Did you see two objects of mass being attracted to each other? No, you didn't. You've seen the water which was taken through my energy and elevated into the air and pulled out, and then it went back down to the earth again and equilibrated upon its surface. It didn't bend. Matthew Harper, I can't believe this is real. You want to start putting that focus of attention to the fucking cartoon shite that you believe in. Mark L.R., you have a wet basketball. Well done, imbecile. You have a cartoon picture on a screen. Imbecile. Raymond, Filling Game, you're actually fucking retarded. Very articulate, Raymond. Very articulate. I'm convinced now, son. Pascal Rebox, mate. The theory of gravity does not say water is going to conform to any ball in any given environment. What gravity are you talking about? What theory? I'm bored already with this crap. Any one of these idiots, anybody out there that thinks you've got what it takes, come and have a discussion with me. Why are you always hiding in comment sections? Why are you professing retards, yet you're on every video? What's the matter with you? I think you're threatened. I think there's a real threat to this cult and it's garbage. I think that's what's going on here. I'm bored of that crap. Nothing's changed. It's just the same old shit. No globe proofsies. Nothing. I'm in the chat box here. Who do we have? If we get any disciples of the Globe cult present this evening? Let yourself be known. If you're a Globe Cult disciple and you think you've got something to offer, let me hear it. Hello, West Coast Wisdom. Do we have any Globe disciples here with our science? Yes, exactly, Koshy Cats. Who's this Chadwick Dupree? Thinks it's a debate. What a moron. How you doing, Magumba? You alright, bud? Aye, we need real talk. We need discussions of exploration. Right? But right now, I'm not seeing enough people. Not seeing enough people with the logistical capabilities and the access to the stuff that's required for full exploration. There's not enough yet. They're always hiding like cockroaches. Undercover off duty beyond the imaginary curve. Enjoyed the chat with Eric and Eddie last night. Eddie opened my eyes to flat earth and was the reason I began actually looking into the facts. Nice one. Peter Mattia, Dale, did you hear Joe Rogan talking about you to Elon Musk in the last 7 minutes of his podcast? No, I did not. Is he talking about me? Little old me? Baldy Joe? I've roasted Joe a couple of times and I've heard fuck all from him. Where are these Globe disciples? They're obviously ghosting so that I can't see them. Exactly, she got helicopters. Great point the other day about using water to level the laser to use to measure the water. I know. It's absolutely preposterous. Jimmy Boyd, there's Jimmy Boyd. But surely a flat earth scientist could learn a lot going very, very high up in the atmosphere. Only 15k and a MiG-29. You can all chip in and send your top scientist. Jimmy Boyd, shut up. People have sent balloons up. There is high altitude footage. Is that the best you've got? Jimmy Boyd. You're another one that's all over the comment sections of every fucking video. What's the matter with you? Are you so threatened? If it's a globe, it's a globe. Are we going and rejoice in your idiocy? But you profess people like me are retards. So is that how you behave? You go about the people that you think are retards, you harass them? What does that make you, mate? Eh? That's right, that doesn't make any sense, does it? That's because you're a lying wee tit. Gary Lee, I'm going to get a suit and tie and approach these fucking warmers because that seems to affect them. That's how fucking gullible people are. Oh, he's got a suit and tie and he speaks like that with a velvet tongue. Yeah, yeah. That means he's sophisticated and knows more than me. Yes, yes. Jimmy Boyd, we're not interested in explanations. Where's the measurable curvature, Jimmy Boyd? Where's the practical demonstrations that support the claims made by the Globe? Where are they? Taboo Conspiracy, great discussion as always. Cheers, Taboo Conspiracy, another one that does great observations. Exactly beyond belief. Ram your explanations up your ass. Jimmy Boyd, the sea tide's anything to do with the gravitational pull of the moon by any chance? No? That's just in your fantasy world of explanations, mate. So the moon's pulling the oceans out so that it makes an even more ridiculous hump. A big wobbly nipple on the end of the fucking tit water. Oh, look at the moon that's pulled it. Ah. You live in a fucking crackpot world, son. There's no such thing as fucking pulling forces making motion, you utter tramp. Motion is caused by pressure. Push. Scardonculus. What makes stuff in a vacuum chamber fall? We don't live in a vacuum. I don't live in a vacuum, neither do you. Stop going on about vacuums. Objects falling has got nothing to do with establishing the dimensions of the earth. What's wrong with you? Why do you just don't repeat religious mantra repeat? I'm not listening to anything. I just want to keep saying the mantras and hope that it sticks. Objects falling's got nothing to do with establishing the dimensions of the earth. Why are you talking about that? Explain to me. Explain about why objects falling has got anything to do with establishing the shape of the earth. Hurry up. I don't know what the sun and the moon are, the luminaries. I don't care, Peter Mattia. Well, I do care, but I don't care in regards to the topic of what shape the earth is. It's irrelevant. It's a whole other discussion. Why do people not see this? Separate things. There's the table. We want to know the dimensions of the table. Know what's surrounding it. The fucking table. Tracy Moore, not to sound stupid, but how was the flat earth made? I don't know, Tracy. That doesn't even make any sense to me. How was it made? Who cares? All I care about, Tracy, is establishing what it actually is. All the where, why, how, and who's, and who was involved, and gods, and all that stuff is by the by. I don't care. Slow your mind down and focus on what's really important. Again, reiterating this to people, people really need to cut through this. They keep lumping all this garbage in about the sun, the moon, the stars, how things fall, as somehow get some sway in establishing what the dimensions of the earth are. It's ludicrous. You need to remove all this fluff and get right to the core. I'm intrigued, Tracy, the same as everybody else, about this reality and how it came to be, right? But I'm not wasting my energy and my time getting into fantasy realms and hypotheses and trying to formulate some concept of how that would be. It's useless to you. Totally beyond belief. I'm really tired of this, and I don't know why people are not grasping it. What I'm saying is the truth to you, right? Think about it. We're talking about the earth, the substances here on earth and the earth's dimensions, right? Things in the way they fall has got nothing to do with any of that. It's just been invoked by the globe cult because I've got a mathematical concept of heliocentrism and invisible forces with no geometry and no substance to them, pulling things to a non-centre. So they want to pull you into these discussions so that they can fling in the mathematical concepts of fucking jargon to try and bamboozle you and trap you in some fucking place that you can't answer. It's sophistry. Jimmy boy, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Where does it go? Haha. Phoned my mate in Oz this morning. It's dark there. Explain flat earthers. I don't need to explain fuck all to you, mate. You tell me and provide me the Earth's curvature measurement from your phone call to your buddy. You demonstrate to me what the luminaries actually are. You demonstrate to me how the luminaries give you measurable proof of the shape of the Earth you're upon. Other than your ignorant stupidity of, I don't understand, therefore I'm just going to adopt a belief, and then I'm going to insist that my belief's true, and then try and make you explain. You're a fucking retard. But a useful retard. Please keep displaying your utter lunacy, because we will tear it apart and ridicule it till the end of time, mate. There's no a globe. Prove it. The mad flatter, he has a lamp in his living room that illuminates one side of the sofa and not the other. Your sofa must be a ball then, mad flatter, according to idiots like Jimmy Boyd. Prove it's not. Shut up. Here again, this absolute illogical jargon. Right? Prove it's not. Prove the negative. No, you assert something to be true. The burden lies on you to prove it. That's like me saying to you, prove unicorns are not real. Absolute tits. This is what I'm talking about the majority of the populace and their illogical reasoning processes. They don't even understand. They just keep spewing jobby out. Verbal diarumpus. Splattering it everywhere. Stinking the place up with their diarrheaking. Prove what I'm talking about. I can prove what I'm talking about. I can prove to you fluid dynamics, mechanics. I can prove to you and show you and demonstrate to you how pressure is created in its relationship with zero pressure. What a pressurized environment's relationship is in regards to a vacuum. I can demonstrate these things to you. You can't demonstrate any of your silly, absurd beliefs, son. You can only explain them because it's a fantasy. Here we go, Jimmy Boy. The Greeks measured. Oh, Jesus, 2,000 years ago. Jesus walked on water. The Greeks stuck sticks in the ground. What a dick. Yeah, beyond belief. Appeal to tradition and authority proofsies. That's all I've got. Total bell ends. But we know these are no real people. We know these are just fucking absolute clowns. Right? Desperately trying to keep a religious fantasy alive. But we'll use them. We will continue to ridicule them. I will continue to invoke my character of annoyance and pissed offedness. And I will ridicule them. I enjoy it. fills me with great pleasure. Tearing apart and highlighting utter charlatan bullshit is so much fun. Continue. I know. I'd love to know that as well, beyond belief. How did he know all the dead Greeks? Maybe it's that time traveling machine that the other moron was going on about.
All right, my man.
Oh, God. Yes, Gav. How are we?
How you doing? I see you battling here alone against idiocy. I thought I'd just have to come and help.
Aye. Good, I can make a roll up and you can say something.
Aye, absolutely. I'll tell you, I've got a wee experiment I'm going to try out.
Good.
Let me just give you a little bit of background to this experiment. So, my old man used to have a pal who was a nice guy, an English guy from Barnsley, tough guy. And when he was on holiday, he used to send my old man postcards.
Right.
And these postcards, it would just say Doomsville-sur-Mer, Scotland, right? And it didn't matter where he was in the content, my old man received those postcards, right? Obviously, it had a name on it, Macmillan, you know?
Yeah.
And we grew up in Campbelltown, you know, I think I've told you that in the Mull of Kintyre, right? So, So anyway, the experiment that I'm going to start now is I'm just going to send a postcard to the shed, right? West of Scotland, flat earth, right? And I would encourage many people to do that. And I'd quite like to see how many actually arrive. Because I'm pretty sure there's going to be quite a number of postmen who are already onto this, you know? So,
good.
So it's more an experiment in social interactions than anything to prove that, you know.
Aye. Yeah, address on it.
Yeah, address. So yeah, I encourage everybody to send a postcard to the shed, West of Scotland, flat earth.
Aye.
Let's see how many get there.
Exactly, yeah, that'll be good.
It'll certainly prove a point that people are awake to this, because what we don't need to prove, Dale, is that we are on a flat, motionless, fucking level, contained plane of some sort, you know. That is obvious to any person alive that has a functioning brain. Yeah.
Well, that's what I said at the beginning of this, Gav. You know, let's just get things clear and sort it right out. You know, the starting ground for everybody is that's their experience. They experience a level earth. That's what they witness. That is their experience. So anybody that's trying to take that away from you, they are duty bound, and they better have something substantial to be able to fucking take that away and show you something else, you know?
Absolutely, my man. All they have is the ruminations of loftiness and solitary fucking confinement, talking bullshit through the halls of education, you know what I mean? It's just fluff, yeah? I don't know how you've survived reading out these comments, you know, it's pure brain damage what we see in there, isn't it?
Well, I was seeing comments about abandoning this channel, and you know what I had to highlight to people is that we've been banned on this channel for 3 months because of the Globe cult and its behaviours. So I thought I would just come back and say, fuck you, we're here, we're not going fucking anywhere, you know, and highlight some of the nonsense just to freshen it up again, you know.
Well, they need to know nobody's going away. But it's the same. I don't believe these people are actually real. You know, they're just plastic sock accounts of the last desperate throes of a religion that knows its time is up. You know, the game's over. The people are awake. The box is open. You can't stuff it back in. You know. So common sense is rolling downhill, and it's not to be stopped.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's good to remind these idiots now and again. You know, the paid agents and yeah, fools. What else can I say?
I know.
I don't know these people, but when you read what they say, that's just a joke.
You know, they actually, as we were talking about the other night, they actually play a useful role, because the more and more that they just keep bringing this, the more the onlooker, the person that's not sure, the fence sitter, is going to start to see, well, wait a minute, something's really wrong here. Because they've been rebutted, they've been shown time and time again that what they're offering is just total lunacy, and they're not bringing anything new. If they don't bring the same old sophistry, all they have is ridicule. So, you know, for me, they're useful because it just highlights time and time again that they don't have anything.
I would agree with that. Useful idiots can be used both ways. So
Aye.
they've been used for all the propaganda up until now, and as you say, yeah, they're very useful in that respect. Absolutely. And there is nothing new. I mean, there's absolutely nothing new coming up. The same old pish, you know, old fairy stories from back of days of old, you know, the same nonsense, fallacious reasoning about circular reasoning, begging the question. And I'm glad so many people are seeing through that now. There's good content out there. I know you already mentioned a few names. So I urge people to check all that out, you know, so that they understand how these arguments are all just useless, you know.
Aye, that's it.
Nothing, you know, absolutely in no form whatsoever does it replace a practical demonstration, or anything that we can, you know, see as a self-evident truth and reality. So
exactly. You've got this sophisticated, finely tuned machine here with great senses and great ability to formulate an understanding and knowing of what's going on. You get these fucking clowns coming with their language and their wee devices and their pictures and their, you know, you don't trust your senses, you need me, and fuck off, you know?
Well, they've got fuck all.
I know.
It's actually pathetic watching it now. Yeah. You actually I feel sorry for them now, you know, when I see them commenting and still, if there's any genuine ones in there amongst it, you know, I'm sorry, you know, but you're just fucking dim-witted, you know, because there's so much of this all over the place now, you know. I mean, you can't, how can you ignore it, you know, how can you not see it anymore? It's beyond me, you know.
I know, that's the difficulty. It's like, you know, if there is real people out there, then, you know, there's a slight apology, but you're dumb as fuck. You're still trying to grasp onto this cartoon crap. But the other ones I have absolutely no sympathy for, because they know that what they're offering up is just bullshit. They can't be the same people repeating this over and over and over for 3-4 years and still, you know, I mean, that's just the definition of fucking insane. You know?
Right. Oh, they're fucking outpatients, them.
Not even outpatients, they should be padded cell, you know?
Aye, no, absolutely. They should be kept away so they don't harm themselves and others.
Harm themselves all they like, just keep them away from the rest of the world at large, for fuck's sake.
Look, they should maybe start really simply with them, you know, give them wee Lego bricks to play with, some rulers, you know, a wee bucket of water, you know, get them gradually into the research into reality, you know. I mean, and it's important that people understand, you know, if you investigate things with physical means, then you get physical answers. If you investigate things with chemical means, you get chemical answers. You investigate with mathematics, you get mathematical answers, you know. So people can, maybe we just need to start them off really slow with some, you know, like little balls to play with. I don't know.
As I was saying earlier, I don't know if I've mentioned this, I think I did mention it to you, talking about Harley, he's not even 2, and he's already formed a geometric understanding, you know, of the plane he exists upon with a wee push bike. So maybe that's what they need. They need a wee push bike, a wee toddler's bicycle. You know, start from scratch, formulate an understanding of the geometry of where you actually are. You know, there is an up and a down, you know.
Well, absolutely. I mean, we've talked about this many times before about the internal gyroscope, you know. And when you think of, you know, if you watch how little children learn to walk and, you know, get the hang of the whatever you want to call this, the body of the machine to get going. And then you look at it later on in life, like things like golf. You know, I mean, I always find that's the perfect example, and it combines so many things, right? The internal gyroscope, the complicated physical motion of push, you know. You're going to have to push that ball up the arse, that's for sure, you know.
Push the club, push the ball.
Yeah, or the, you know, the visible horizon that you have, and the ability to, you know, get your angle and your stance and your posture correct to get a swing to, you know, get to deliver that ball. Golf for me is a very good example of how common senses and all these things can only work on a motionless plane, you know. So,
but you've not to trust that, apparently.
No.
You know, they're faulty. You know, people with a wee fucking stick and a wee tiny fucking 2-inch ball from 300 yards can fucking hit that wee bastard and make it land within a foot of that wee fucking 4-inch
repeatedly, Dale.
Aye.
You know, it's like sex, you know, except you can do it more often, you know.
So
I know these are the things that show to us what we're capable of. And you know, things like the internal gyroscope. You know, the fact that the horizon rises to the it's defined within the eye. The horizon. It's not a physical place. Talked about that too. You know, you walk towards a tangible horizon. It's just going to keep getting further and further away from you. You know.
Yeah.
So you know, the whole thing is within you. It's within your constitution. It's got fuck all to do with any, you know, mathematical equations that were supposed to tell you where it is, you know.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I can only, you know, how should I say, support you fully in the dismantling of belief systems and urging for active inquiry and showing people up that maths is not an answer to everything. And if you still believe it, you know, you're still brainwashed by the education you had. Yeah. So
exactly, mate. Exactly. As you said a minute ago, you play with physical things, you'll get physical answers. You know, you play with mathematical things, you're going to get mathematical answers. We're all interested in the physical, practical aspect here. That's what we're looking for, you know?
Exactly that.
So, and as you say, we're not going to go away. Maybe wee lulls and moments and stuff, but I'm just going to keep coming back fucking stronger than the last time and ramming it home to these clowns because it's not going to get away. You know, once people realise how important this is and how fundamental it is, you wouldn't let go. You should be holding on like a fucking bull terrier, you know, and no let go until this is resolved because it's hugely the most important thing you could ever possibly get involved in.
Yep. No, I mean, for all we have a little bit of banter now and again, the seriousness of the situation is not lost on me. No. And, you know, I think when most people, first of all, look on it as some kind of intellectual challenge that they have to master, you know, I always hope that, okay, once you get past that and you can see through the horse shit, the sophistry, because of your intellectual honesty, then what you have to come to is, fuck me, am I in a serious fucking pickle, you know? And what the fuck am I going to do about it to get out of this, right? And that's where everybody has to end up,
That's it. That's where the unity is to, you know, at the end result here, everybody pulls together and we find out what this place actually is and what's beyond it, if anything, what its limitations are, you know?
No, absolutely.
So.
No, I hope the series is not lost on everybody because the more the merrier, you know, as we've said many a time, as soon as we get to that, you know, how should I say, that number of people or the number of people urging and wanting and doing something themselves, right? Not just wanting it to be done by others, but everybody at that stage where they say, right, I'm game, I'll volunteer, you know, what you want me to do, right? Then that's when everybody can jump into their vehicles or tank the vehicles or whatever they have to do. We don't need money, you know, we just need the resources that are there and the people to execute it, you know. So, and that's where it needs to get to.
Exactly. And this notion that it's a pipe dream, it's not a pipe dream. You know, it's there. The resources are there. The human endeavour was there that built it and constructed it. It's there, so it can be utilised and used. There just has to be a shift in focus. And as you say, a real want, where people understand the severity of the situation and they, you know, they grasp onto it and they're passionate about it. And that way, things will happen. Things will change. It's people. People are responsible for everything. So.
No, there's absolutely, you know, all this. I mean, because it doesn't matter at what hierarchy or what level you're at, whether it's the fire engine, whether it's the technical services, whether it's the police force, you know, you don't even need to have military, you know, you can, but at all these levels, it's still people making decisions, right? And once it gets to that level where somebody's, you know, honest enough to see the situation, then he can make it happen. So I just hope these guys do that, you know.
So
we've harped on about academia, and I still want them to be intellectually honest with themselves too. But you know, these people who actually have resources and equipment, you know, we want them on our side too. You know, asking the same questions, wanting the same truths. So
we have an enemy, and people who are, you know, morally orientated that have got compassion and empathy. You need to understand that you have a direct enemy here, whatever the fuck that is, and it will show up by those that are trying to oppress and oppose any motion for human beings to be free and understand and establish where they actually are. And, you know, that's your enemy. Never mind all this patriotism and going to war with Iraq and fucking other human beings. It's these fucking dipshit government cunts that are hiding in the fucking shadows. These are the fuckers. Anybody who's opposing any of this, that's where your enemy is, and that's where our attention needs to go. So these people in these positions that probably have compassion and empathy and a warmth for their children and their family, you know, that's where your focus should be. You should want it for them. And that's what I would encourage in them, you know. Not everybody's a psychopath. They are a minority, you know.
Yeah, I would fully agree with that. Full minority. Doesn't matter where I've been, and I've been once round the block, Del, you know, and people everywhere are the same, you know. They're not out to get you. They're not evil. They're not bad bastards. You know, they're in the same fucking situation we're in. That's all it is. And it's a very small minority of people who have managed to, you know, whatever, get this control over us, right? Control the media and the brainwashing and, you know, push the agendas of science and stuff to where it shouldn't be. But the people themselves, you know, they just need to wake up and take back's the wrong thing. They just need to take control, you know, because they've just allowed other people to do things for them instead of making their own judgments and their own choices. And
that's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
But I'm always heartened. There's more and more people all the time, Bill. You know, they can talk all the shite they want about, you know, it's not going anywhere and all that. It's fucking already there. You know?
Exactly. It's just the laziness. People know, oh, I don't want to. It's like, you know, the problem that will just not go away. Well, you're going to have to face it eventually, you know, and this is the time that I see we're in right now. It's like it's inconvenient for people. Well, fucking tough.
Tough titty, exactly.
This whole shebang's been inconvenient for fucking me. So I don't give a fuck how inconvenient it is. Just get it dealt with.
Yeah. You know? But I think that's where the places people are going to be pretty soon, you know, because, I mean, I understand everybody has their own life and, you know, everybody has lulls and stuff to do, but, you know, it's always going to come back and hit you in the back of the head if you don't do something about it, you know. You're either going to be ashamed waking up every morning thinking, oh, fuck me, I didn't speak to somebody, right? I didn't try and convince, right? Or try and sow a seed, right? Yep. You know, I mean, people should be waking up with that feeling every day that they need to do something, you know.
There's an inevitability in that, you know, chasing plastic delusions, cars, holidays, stature, a new home. Right. I can see the grumblings of people getting fed up with that. They see that it's empty, it's not fulfilling, it doesn't mean fuck all future for that, you know, and I can see that already happening. So that's what's going to bring people to this fundamental. You know, this is the bigger picture. Reality is a magical fucking realm. This is the fantasy realm. You don't need to go to movies or, you know, invoke your imagination. You're in it. It's fucking here. Just start having a look at it and embrace it and get excited about the prospect of discovery and knowing what else is here and the bigger picture. That should be enthralling for people. All this fantasy of outer space and imagination, it's unattainable. You know, it's a dead end.
It all belongs to this, you know, ideologies, right? I mean, we've talked about this too, idealism and realism, and, you know, they're basically opposites. And, you know, I think people are, as you quite correctly point out, you know, if all these other things were satisfying you, we wouldn't be hungry for more, Del, right? So they don't fulfill you. They don't fill you up. They don't give you a sense of whatever knowing or, you know, any of these things. You know, you do see that it's empty what you're chasing, whether it's money or fame or fortune, you know. And I think people will get that, you know. Sure, it's taken longer than I wished it was, but, you know, it's inevitable. Inevitable.
Well, even just from my individual perspective point of view, that's exactly the process I went through, and it brings you to the point that we're at right now, you know. So I'm pretty sure the majority of people, but what happens with people is that they have this ability to just jump from one stimulant to the next, where I recognised the stimulants were just no good for me. I wasn't interested in whatever stimulant it may have been, or a holiday in 2 weeks' time, or, oh, I've got a pay rise to look forward to next year, or, oh, I'll have £10,000 in the bank. You know, none of that's satisfactory.
No.
You know? It's the fundamentals. What the fuck am I involved in here? What's this thing I'm calling life? What is this place? Why the fuck am I here? What the fuck's going on? That's where people's focus needs to be. You know?
No, absolutely. I mean, people shy away from these questions because it's easier to switch on whatever Coronation Street, you know.
But it's also because the subliminal, the programming aspect is, in a fundamental level, has told them that that's all been established. so they don't see that there's something to pursue there. Well, you know, this news should be showing you there is something to pursue. All these fantasists that are into Star Trek and space exploration and aliens, and, you know, again, the magical stuff's here. The tangible is here. There's lateral exploration to be had. You might find wee green men in some other pond if there's another pond somewhere else. I mean, you know, get with it. Bring your hopes here to this realm, this arena, and join the fucking show. Let's find out what the fuck's there, you know?
No, absolutely. And I totally agree. One of the ways that they've kept us from doing that is to give the suggestion that it's all been done.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's no way off the ball, and, you know, it's all a fucking accident. There's fuck all you can do about it. You know, I don't want to repeat myself. Everybody knows that. But yeah, it's your reality staring you in the face, and it is exciting. I mean, I've had a ball of a time too in the last 3 years discovering things that, you know, I didn't get in my education, right? Or rediscovering or re-knowing things that, you know, I should have known all my life, and I didn't see it, you know, even though it was staring me in the face. And, you know, these things are a lot more exciting than switching on the telly, you know. So people, but as I say, I think it's an inevitability that the more people who see it that way, the spark springs over, and, you know, it's pretty soon there'll just be a few poor old Globers sitting watching the TV. We'll have special housing schemes for them or something. Wall-to-wall TV where they can look at little space balls all day, you know, and wank themselves off or whatever they want to do.
Exactly. A sanctuary.
A sanctuary, yeah, a safe place for Globers. Sanctuary city. Yeah. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Aye, so that's it. You know, people need to get over this thing and realise that's what's happened. You know, everything's been discovered. There's no way off. It's all a big accident. Therefore, sit still in bewilderment and put up with the trauma and bullshit that we decide to put you through, so we can maintain our dominance and control. You know, and relinquish it. You know, get rid of it. Just to, we can extinguish the whole fucking game. You know.
Yeah. Easy.
Aye. Rediscovery. That's what needs to happen. Because for me, at some point, we did know there was a chronology of real history, you know, where we came from, the inception, you know, the whole fucking shebang. And at some point, it was lost. And this is the result. This is where we are right now. But there just seems to be something there, whether it's a constitutional thing where the human spirit, the human psyche, just it can maybe put up with delusions and manipulations for so long. Eventually, it's going to resort back to the natural state and start to ask questions about what's actually happening. You know, and that's what I see is going on here right now.
No, I believe that too. Yeah, I definitely think there's something in us that makes us, you know, accept maybe these things or acquiesce, but it's never really dead. Yeah, that spark is always there, and it can be ignited any time. And the flat Earth is the way to reignite and get rid of all these horrible things that are happening to us. You know,
that's it. And
all
again,
these different areas. You know,
and again, I invite, you know, globe, concave, whatever your belief is, it's irrelevant. Everybody should be focused on that's not what they told us. And I don't care if it's concave, triangle, cube. Nobody should be bothering about any of that. You know, we eradicate the bullshit that's been professed to us, and then we explore and we find out. That's it. The people shouldn't be invested in a particular model. I've got real suspicion about people who adapt a model, a plastic cartoon, and start professing to everybody that that's the reality. That's just not right. That's not the mind space that you should be in. It's not a globe. We need to investigate further to find out and establish what it actually is. So I don't care what you believe in. Stop running about holding onto a model and telling everybody that if they don't believe in your model, they're shills and they're retards and all that stuff. I see you as a player, and you're part of the fucking deception if you keep that shit up.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's still, you know, pointing out all the fallacies. You know, I mean, there's already a big heap of broken balls, right? You know, and there's still a lot to be put onto that heap, right? But there's no point in, you know, looking at that heap and trying to put them into another fucking model jigsaw and then running with it. Do you know what I mean? Exactly. Let's break it all down. Let's put all the fucking sherbs and, you know, bits in a place. Let's go looking, right? Yep. Let's find out what the fuck's going on around the perimeters and up the way as well. And when we have got answers to that, then we can come back and analyse the the pieces that we broke.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. Spot on. It's very simple. And again, people should be embracing that simplicity, and that should help you to realise where the propaganda agents and where the games are being played that are trying to detract from the simplicity of that. Trying to muddy the waters and put you back in confusion, make you doubt yourself. It's gaslighting with all this models and all that talk. Get it out of fuck.
Yeah.
Get real. You're a real person. You know yourself. You don't know what the dimensions of this place are. You know you were born into it and you were fed crap your whole life. That's as far as you can take it.
Yep.
So
I don't know. Did you have any people coming to visit on the platform today, or any Globers ready to join us? Any academics? Any real scientists? Come on, people!
Well,
if you're out there,
the offer's open continually. If you hear this, you see this, get in touch with us. Come on, let's have a discussion. I can come and meet you in person. I can have a private conversation with you, or we can have the conversation on here. It's your choice. Just come forward, step up to the mark.
Yeah. And if they're worried, they should send a postcard, an anonymous postcard, to the shed, the West Coast of Scotland. If they're too scared to come out in public, they can contact you per postcard. I know. Let's. All we can do is keep calling them out, Dale. And the longer they delay it, the more foolish they look, right? And the more, the more pathetic the whole of academia and science is becoming. For all these universities with centuries of fame and honor and integrity, they just look more and more absurd every fucking day. They don't turn up for a real conversation with grown-ups.
All their pretenses now, all their snobbery and their hubris, it's falling apart. It's just becoming so obvious that it's just raggedy fucking cloth you're wearing. We can see it,
If they've got any honour that they really want to salvage, then they better fucking make a move quick, Temple.
Jump ship now.
Yeah.
Make a name for yourself. If you're an egotist and you want to make a name for yourself, do it.
Right.
Or you're going to be ridiculed into it.
Just tar and feather them and chase them down the street, pointing at them.
They can keep ridiculing us all they like, but they can never ridicule the facts, and that's the one thing they'll never escape from. They can put us in the TV, they can get characters in and give them subscribers and millions of views, ridiculing and trying to sway people. It's never, ever going to change the facts. The facts will keep coming to the surface time again, regardless of how much ridicule they offer.
Yeah, exactly. The sun is still going to appear again tomorrow, out of the visible horizon. The water's still going to be fucking level.
Exactly.
Yeah. Nothing's going to change, even if they do we daft hit pieces online, I mean, as if that bothers us anymore. And to be honest, I don't even think there's people watching it anymore, I think people are past that, right?
Exactly. It's getting beyond the joke now. They're still trying that shit and we're still here. I mean, come on, boys, try something else.
Right, send in the men now.
Exactly. Just hold your hands up now. It's fucking over, for fuck's sake. Tap out. Matty. Well, I never had much else, Gab, to be honest with you. I wasn't opening up. I just wanted to do a wee quick establish again that we're here back on the main platform and that we're not going fucking anywhere, and everything will resume as it always has done. As I say, I'm planning on Friday. I'll be at a local college, university, maybe both. Look out for me if you happen to see this. Come and have a discussion with me, and let's see how you get on. So.
Disappointed I can't be with you, but I'm sure you'll make a noise, my man. Well done.
I'm just going to keep at them. That's where my focus attention is going to be now. I'm just going to keep pounding these colleges and universities, make my presence known until eventually they're going to have to either, take me away from the premises or issue some sort of fucking, ASBO or something. I don't know. Whatever they might try. They'll try everything other than having an actual discussion with me.
But don't worry, you've still got the truth in your side, Dale, so it doesn't matter what they do, my man.
Exactly, mate. Exactly.
And I don't have much to offer either. I just didn't want to see you here alone, battling idiotic comments and fucking dimwits.
It's always good. Always good to have you there and your input, mate. Yeah. So,
all right, I'm going to knock it on the head.
sweet, mate. I'm just going to go to the chat and then I'll be off in 5 anyway. So,
See you soon. Catch up soon.
cheers,
Bye,
mate.
everybody. Thanks, mods, and everybody listening. Bye.
Take it easy, mate. Yeah, I seen that, opened my eyes, do a Stephen Crowder thing. I don't believe a globe earth changed my mind. I thought about that with the wee table and the sign on it. It's a possibility I may go for. Something like that depends on the weather here, unfortunately. It's always a fucking major factor. It is good to be back on the main channel, West Coast Wisdom. We should never have been robbed of the privilege in the first place. But we're dealing with underhanded, snidey cult tactics, so it's not going to happen again, though. You know, any time now that I'm having the open platform, it'll be through the OBS, and they'll never have the opportunity to snipe that. So fuck them. I know, the weather's a pisser. Sit you. I hope so, Calvin McDonald. The truth is coming. It's not going to go away. That's the beauty of the truth. That's the beauty of facts. They don't go away. They can all be disguised and covered over for a wee period of time. Somebody will discover them. Somebody will unravel it. It will be brought to light and known yet again. And that's what's happening right now. So, anyway, everybody, much appreciated. It's good to be back on here, as I say. I'll probably be resuming. I'm not sure about this weekend of the live open platform. We'll see how it goes. But I will be resuming some of the activism. As I say, I'm going to keep pressing these colleges and universities, see what kind of interactions I can get from them, them and the students. And also the Beyond the Imagine the Curve live channel. If there's any material on there that you want, please get it soon, because in the next few days I'm going to be transforming it into a homeschooling life experience type channel. So the whole thing's going to be changed. So anyway, appreciated everybody. Mods, as usual, thank you very much. People watching, I'll see you all very soon. Take care.